Did you ever get close to a driver that we didn't know about, and it would have been a proper headline if you'd have signed them?
Nearly signed Kimi Räikkönen to Force India.
No.
Before he went to Lotus.
Please tell me the story.
Oh.
I love it when one of your stories starts with,
Brazil. Can't remember the year. Last race. I had to meet Kimi at the Hyatt in Marumbi.
Yeah.
That's where we're all staying.
Yeah.
There's like a Japanese restaurant there. So I met him with two of his buddies, trying to convince him to come to Force India. So he said, okay, and at the end of the season, come and talk to me. His two buddies, I think, were the founders of Angry Birds. Do you remember that?
the app, the game.
The app, the game, yeah.
What were they doing there?
They're buddies of,
His mates.
yeah.
So there wasn't a manager or
Kimi Räikkönen. No, it was the buddies and Räikkönen. So Räikkönen says, right, let's go talk at the Red Bull party. So Red Bull were having a massive party at the end of the season. And we get there, and I'm thinking, we're not going to get in. The crowds are huge. To be respectful, or to Kimi was just great. So we couldn't get in. The crowds were huge. But they recognized Kimi. So Kimi, right this way. They open up all the 10 satyrs they had there, and, come on in. Kimi waited for every one of us to get in before
nice.
he stepped through the 10 satyrs. Very nice.
Yeah.
As it turned out,
Good guy.
I couldn't convince him to come to Force India.
He was nice, but he wasn't that nice. What, financially, or the car you were building, or what?
It was a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to convince drivers too that the future looks rosier than the other offers that they have. And to be fair to him, he went to Lotus at a time where they won more races than we did.
Mm-hmm.
So they were better.
Yeah.
Did you work with Kimi at Ferrari?
Yeah.
What did you think of him?
As a driver, very, very naturally talented. Very, very naturally talented. If I can get geeky for a while, turned the car in very, very early, very, very high speed, and dealt with it, right? And there's very few drivers that can do that, right? A lot of them will wait. They'll start to feel the car. They'll start to get the car into the apex, and they won't lean on it that hard. He turned it in and just dealt with it. Didn't matter what.
Do you know that because of the data you're looking at, or because of the TV pictures?
Yeah, well, both.
Right.
And you just get intimate with how they drive the car. So the only one who I've seen ever come close to doing that was Fernando, but he wouldn't lean on the rear as heavy as Kimi. Kimi just dealt with it like a rally driver. Like, I'm going to send it. It's going to do something. I don't really know what it's going to do, but I'm good enough to do it. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
But Kimi was one of those guys that you said today, or back then when he came in, you couldn't be a young guy in F3 and go to F1 because his step was too big.
But he did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very true.
but he did it.
Yeah.
What about outside the car?
Mega.
Even better.
Yeah, mega.
He
What
would,
a boy.
He would go to a Red Bull party and just throw it into the corner and deal with it.
Yeah. No, he was mega. He was, so Ferrari at that point, like when did he come to us? 2009? 10? Was he there 9 and 10? Something like that? He wasn't there. No, he was there 8. No, 2008. And Ferrari was going through a bit of a change, like the whole company. It was becoming a bit more, it's Stellantis Group now, but then it was becoming slightly more corporate, slightly less,
Racy.
skunk works, yeah, over the road from like Big Brother, and like we just did what we want. So it was a little bit, and Kimi just didn't accept that. Kimi was just there to race. He was just, I don't care about any of this other stuff. I'm just going to race.
Like the political stuff.
Yeah,
and
all the political
all the media,
stuff.
the marketing.
And the corporate stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like we present ourselves or do things in a certain way. Kimi just didn't care about any of that. And then like superb driver, as we've just said, and then really good fun to hang around with. especially when we'd won
Yeah.
a race or a championship.
I don't know how true this is, but I heard a story. Was it Rexona on the Lotus?
Yes.
Yes.
And towards the end, which is why I think James left too, they were struggling financially a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen so much anymore, but back then it happened to many Formula One teams. And Kimi wasn't getting paid. And he had to go do an event for Rexona. And I think Rexona was like a shampoo product. Is that right?
Deodorant.
Was it deodorant?
Yeah.
And shampoo.
Yeah, I think general bodily care brand.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
So Kimi had to go do an event for Rexona, some shampoo event. And he was so irritated
Shampoo.
that they didn't pay him. He shaved his head before he went to the shampoo event. That's what I heard,
Yeah.
but I don't put it past Kimi. That's Kimi.
Yeah.
He would have done that.
He would have done that.
He definitely would have done it.
If it is a myth, it's the perfect myth for Kimi Räikkönen,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's exactly what he would.
But here's another thing. I mean, we talked about this last week about Otmar mentioned how hard Lewis works. Kimi's another one. Works very, very hard. So as this, this persona of, laid back and
Lackadaisical.
lackadaisical,
Likes a drink, yeah.
likes a drink and all the rest of it. Yeah, he did like a drink, but he worked very, very hard and got the results and then went for a drink. And that to me is perfect, right? Don't do too much because you're not going to be ready for the next race. But that's the way that everybody has some release valve, and his was kind of going out with the people that he liked to go out with. And I can say, and he'll probably kill me for saying this, I mean, I've had some nights out and had to spend the next day in bed, and Kimi's been up on the treadmill at 6 o'clock. So
well, when I worked with David Coulthard, and he was always very good, DC, at knowing that he was fast, but also knowing that he wasn't as fast as other people in certain moments. And he says that when he shared the McLaren with Kimi, he would be in the car, get there early, as you would, prepared. David was
professional.
Very professional, lives a strict professional racing driver's lifestyle, particularly then. And he went around, gave it everything, fresh set of tyres. Whoa! End of his session, what was my time? Okay, cool. And he would say that Kimi Räikkönen would then sort of wander in his shorts or whatever, put on his race suit, go out on a scrubbed set of tyres and be 2/10 quicker than on his first lap. And David's like, but he was that natural. And I actually think it's a shame that Kimi is not in Formula One now, because when I was hosting it, one of our big jobs from 2009 was trying, no one knew who the drivers were then, right? 90% of the grid could have walked down Oxford Street and people wouldn't have stopped them because they just didn't know these guys. Because there wasn't the outlets now. There wasn't the social media. There wasn't
Netflix,
Drive to Survive. There wasn't hours and hours of various TV channels and F1 movies and all these things. These guys are megastars now.
Yeah.
I think he would be the most fascinating person to still be in Formula One in this era where we get to know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a shame he isn't. Maybe we should see if he'll come and do a podcast with us at some point.
Definitely.
Let's do it.
Well, back to Max then.
Yep.
I suppose really the question also needs to come down to Red Bull.